Well, good morning, everyone. 48 First Alert meteorologist Chelsea Aaron here in the hot seat with today's edition of your Weather Extra. Today is a 48 First Alert weather day as we're going to be tracking strong to severe storms potentially developing later on this afternoon and through your evening commute. Now, the tornado threat still extremely low, rather non-existent at the moment, but we will be monitoring closely for damaging winds across portions of the Tennessee Valley and also large hail. Note hail could be anywhere from 1 to 2 inches in diameter. 1 inch in diameter is about quarter size, but once you get into that 2-inch range, you're above ping pong and also golf ball size. So this could be potentially destructive hail coming our way, and we will be tracking downburst winds. This is going to be very similar to a summer setup, still could cause damage across the region, so make sure you are staying weather alert. Live look at the shoals this morning. Skies partly sunny, mostly cloudy out there, and we will see more clouds stream in throughout the day. Current temperatures much warmer compared to yesterday. We're sitting close to 70 degrees. Now currently our high top radar is down. The National Weather Service in Huntsville is going to update us later on in the day. Hopefully that will be fixed as they continue to send up technicians to correct that problem. Other than a few light lingering showers for areas along and east of I-65, not tracking much in the way of activity. This is due to a weak disturbance that's currently pushing through the Cumberland Plateau there, all the way back up to northeastern counties across the U.S. We are going to be tracking more development as we head later on the day, though. This is due to a weak cold front that will be dropping to the south. This development is mainly going to extend across western Tennessee, also portions of Kentucky there, and this is where we'll likely have the best chance to see strong or potentially marginally severe storms as they push through west to east across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures warm, a lot warmer than yesterday, sitting near 70 degrees already there in Muscle Shoals. Here in Huntsville, right at 63 degrees, and winds are breezy out of the west for the most part. Expect occasional gusts as high as 15 and 25 miles per hour, and this is going to increase our humidity levels as well through the afternoon. Your rain and storm timeline, again, activity will be quite isolated until we head later on this afternoon and through your evening commute, and the timeline is trending a bit later, more like your evening commute and later on into the evening. So keep this in mind. Could be rough for some as you're getting off work, headed home, maybe picking up the kiddos. You make sure you are staying close to updates, weather updates as we head throughout the evening, because again, this could be large hail potentially, and also we'll be tracking isolated damaging wind gusts as high as 60 and 65 miles per hour. So hour by hour through the afternoon, these are going to be what we call convective clusters. They're not going to be widespread and in a linear line like we typically see along the cold front, but they will be widely scattered across the region beginning likely after 4 o'clock this evening and continuing likely through maybe 10, 11 o'clock tonight. You notice some of these starting to pop up right across the Alabama-Tennessee state line back towards Albertville. They will continue to sink to the south, south and east as we head throughout the late evening hours, not tracking to the north and east like we usually see, but again, south and east late this evening and likely ending before midnight. These clusters will be, again, the main potential for any damaging straight line wind gusts, large hail, as we head through your Thursday evening. Tornado threat is low, even though we have instability to work with. We don't really have low-level shear. Now, these storms very well could be rotating, and in the summertime, storms rotate often, but they're not going to be rotating at the surface. There's no low-level shear to really get them going. So again, main impacts going to be hail and also wind, still going to be impactful nonetheless, even without that tornado threat. These clusters will move out again before midnight, could see some lingering showers, maybe isolated thunderstorms overnight, and early on Friday. But again, the severe weather threat will be ending before midnight. Much cooler air will then rush back in, back-to-back cool downs this week. Morning lows on Friday to wake up to in the 40s. Afternoon highs will struggle to break 60 degrees. Here's that primary storm timeline. Keep in mind it is trending later just with some of our updated model guidance. Areas in red mainly along and north of the Tennessee River. 2 o'clock this afternoon to 8 o'clock this evening. Areas just to the south and east. This will cover portions of Lacey Spring, Sand Mountain, Lake Gunnersville, Coleman County, back into Blount County, Aniana, 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 10 o'clock in the evening. And again, primary impacts as we had throughout the day still remains isolated damaging wind gusts and large hail. Heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, all will be possible, but the tornado threat is just really not there with this current setup. Of course, if that should change, we will keep you updated. We're going to be on during Tennessee Valley Living, giving you the most updated and latest forecasts. And also, you can join us during our noon show. I will be with Gina Benitez, and we will be taking you out hour by hour, giving you those latest updates. Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis will be in for the evening shows, 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock, tracking all these storms with you. And we hope today to take advantage of the daylight hours since this is going to be a daytime event. We don't get many of those here in the Tennessee Valley. Could potentially be out in the storm tracker. So I'm excited about that. We'll have full team coverage later on in the day. Download our 48 First Alert weather app if you haven't already, and you can track these storms with us. So overnight, once the storms exit, much cooler air will rush back in. Morning lows Friday in the 40s. Afternoon highs back in the upper 50s and lower 60s. And we could have some lingering pockets of drizzle, light shower activity as well throughout the day on Friday. More than likely it will be early in the day, and it's not going to be a complete washout, but just keep the rain gear handy. And winds back out of the west-northwest. Occasional gusts between 15 and 20 miles per hour. Even though it will be cooler, we're not looking at another freeze threat as we head into the weekend. And the weekend is going to be looking quite nice for April standards. So sunshine returns on Saturday and on Sunday. Expect cool mornings, but pleasantly warm afternoons. Saturday going to be the cooler of your 2 weekend days with high temperatures staying in the 60s, but will rebound into the 70s by Sunday. And both days are going to be perfect for any of your outdoor activities. This is going to be one of the first weekends in quite some time that it'll be game on in terms of anything that you really want to do outside. We're not tracking any showers or thunderstorms, and definitely no severe weather over this upcoming weekend. That's 100% guarantee. Overnight lows, again, still cool, typical for this time of year. Upper 30s, lower 40s, but a steady warming trend will continue early next week before we cool down again. Again, the roller coaster ride continues behind another cold front, but this next cold front is going to be quite dry, not tracking much rain with it late Monday and into Tuesday. So again, 48 First Alert weather day, mainly for a hail and wind threat this afternoon and evening, trending later into your evening commute and tonight, but the severe weather threat should be over by midnight with just some lingering showers and much cooler air to round out your week on Friday. Sunshine returns for the weekend. We keep the sunshine through early next week with temperatures gradually warming back up into the 80s by Monday. Slight chance of a shower with another cold front before temperatures cool back right around seasonal averages for this time of year in the lower 70s. And we should keep the calm, quiet weather through your third week in April. Nice change of pace Of course, things could always change, and once they do, we'll be the first to let you know. But for now, make sure you are staying safe. Pay close attention to updates as we head throughout the afternoon and once storms really start to ramp up. For now, just join us back during Tennessee Valley Living and during the noon show. Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis will be back in during the evening show tracking all these storms with you. Thanks again for tuning in.